How you brew your tea will impact the resulting taste of the tea and how good it tastes, as well as the antioxidant value in your tea, especially when it comes to green tea. A good way to understand it and think about it is green tea is almost like young vegetables. If we overcook young vegetables, so let's use the example of fresh spinach. If we overcook it, it tends to get bitter and we lose all the vitamins. And green tea is a lot like that. So when you're making green tea, you want to use water below the boiling point, and then you want to steep it for a short period of time, and that's usually 1 to 3 minutes. If you steep your green tea for longer than 3 minutes, you're actually getting more bitterness, and antioxidants are not improving, they're actually declining. So short steeping time and low water temperature. When water is boiling, you can actually look at the water and get a sense of how hot the water is. You could of course also use a thermometer, but there's a faster and easier way to do it. 2 options for you. You can let your kettle come to a full rolling boil, lift the lid off, and then let it stand for about a minute until the water has cooled down and it's lightly steaming, and that's usually a perfect temperature for green tea. The other thing that you can do is you can watch water boiling on the stove. You'll notice that it first begins to steam and then tiny little bubbles start to emerge, and those tiny little bubbles then go to the surface of the water and they almost look like little tiny champagne bubbles. Around that water temperature that's well below a boil is usually perfect for green tea. So now we steep our green tea 1 to 3 minutes and we strain. How many tea leaves you use or how much tea you use is dependent actually on the quality of the tea that you're using. When tea is fresh, it's very flavorful, so you need to use less per serving than you would with tea that's stale. In the case of Silk Road, our tea is very fresh and high quality, which means it's very flavorful. So per serving, you only need to use half a teaspoon, which means that if you're making 2 cups of tea, you're only using 1 teaspoon of tea. And it can vary quite a lot. So with some other brands, you might need to use 1 to 2 teaspoons per cup to get flavor from your tea. And that's particularly the case if the tea is not high quality or fresh.